All right. Hey, guys. This is Drunk with Friends. This is your girl V.
And this is Willis.
And we're back for another Drunk Shorts. Woo!
I don't even know which one it is. God dang.
Is it like 10 or 11?
Yeah,
It's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there. Let's know that. It's up there. We are here for another week. We're a little bit behind. 12.
12. Yep.
I said it was up there. We're a little bit behind, but that's because we were in a little bit of like a crossover event with another podcast. We can't wait for that to drop possibly this week sometime, and we'll tell you guys about that later. But if you've never tuned into a Drunk Shorts before, we always start off with a shot. We always end off with a shot. And we talk about maybe about good 2 or 3 topics to get the blood boiling, and we leave y'all until the next week.
Facts.
But that's pretty much it. Short and sweet. We try to keep it under 30 minutes so you guys can like literally just pop in and out and enjoy yourselves. All right. With that being said, my shot is poured. What about you?
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm so happy that I'm recording with my laptop today.
Yeah.
What is that? This is sweet as hell. Oh my God.
I got ABR.
I got something somebody brought to my house. It's a margarita mix, but it has 14% alcohol in it. But the margarita, looking at it, it looks sweet as hell. God damn.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, but anyway, let's
Right.
get some things. Go ahead.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool. So this lady went viral on TikTok.
Okay.
She's based out of Australia. Her name on TikTok is Poppy Moore 777.
Okay.
Long story short, she went on a date. And so happens that her and her date caught COVID. Now, on the rules in Australia is if you got COVID, you have to quarantine. So they end up quarantining together.
But that's not what the rules say. The rules didn't say they had to quarantine together.
Well, they decided to. Well, she met the guy off of Tinder, first of all.
Of course.
Yeah.
When we just talk about Tinder.
Yeah, I know, right? So then, she decides to like a docuseries. Like she decides to record it the next couple of days, and like the videos went viral. Like, yo, you don't barely know this guy. You're quarantined with this guy, and they're having a good time getting to know each other. Now,
at least the date was good,
right? Would you do something like that?
No, I would never quarantine with a complete stranger. No, wouldn't. No, I mean that's why we both have our
different. It worked out, right? It worked out for her.
I mean, so far, maybe she probably could have killed him afterwards. You never know.
Right. True.
But go ahead.
But pretty much went viral. They call it like a romance TikTok, and people are saying like, yo, what is this, like How I Met Your Mother type thing? And then what, they getting married and all this stuff. They call it a Morion rom-com. Omnicron rom-com, some shit like that. The way they say it, yo. But I think this is cool.
So how long did they have to quarantine for? Because this new CDC guideline say 5 days. Ain't no way you telling me you fell in love in 5 days.
No, it says a week.
Okay.
They quarantined together for a week.
Now here's my thing: is it their place or her place?
It's her place.
So she was like, "Yo, we both got it. We might as well, fuck a little. We only give it to each other."
And maybe he had someone else at home too. Like, he could have been living with people he didn't want to give it to him, and she got her own apartment. So fuck it.
I mean, yeah, but that's literally the climate of the world.
Right.
That's how it's spreading, because people live with people. And I don't mean that in negative connotation. I mean it as like, you could be taking care of your elderly parents, or you could just have college roommates, or you could just have a regular roommate. Not everybody has it to buy a house by themselves, or, people in relationships that get apartments, stuff like that.
Right.
So I just don't understand, like, who was like, okay, well, you got COVID, I got COVID. Let's go ahead and back up.
That must have been a good ass first date.
For her to consider to have a complete stranger come out. Granted, we don't know the backstory. We don't know how long they've talked.
Right. True.
We don't know if they, been conversing on Tinder for a year and they feel like they found the one, and it was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. Just stay with me for a week.
Yeah.
That's something. I mean, that sounds very different. Like I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it. Shit, I don't know you.
I wouldn't do it. People crazy out here.
Maybe. If it was a situation where she ain't had nowhere else to go and I was living by myself and we hit it off, maybe for a week. Maybe.
maybe. But my
But
thing
we had to
is,
hit it off.
I feel like it's redundant because then that person still had to go home and pack clothes for a week to
True.
come back out and stay with you. So you could have stayed where you was at.
True.
So I'm like, it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
not making too much sense to me. But that's just me. I mean, now here's the
Yeah,
follow-up
you gotta
question.
get
I
the fuck out of
guess,
my house.
hell yeah. I guess my follow-up thing is like, did y'all continue to date afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
Is there wedding bells in the air? Like,
So now it's a hashtag. So what I was trying to say earlier, I found it's Omnicrom Romcom. So that's a new thing. When you get quarantined together and you record it as it is a romantic comedy. They call it the new age rom-com.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Romnicom.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just making names out of
Back, I say
bro.
y'all just making anything up.
Done. They fucking like, what was the other one I seen? It was like the Delta and Omicron, the variant together. They blended and they made a new name for that shit. Mm-hmm. The flu with the Omicron variant, they call it Florana or some shit. Yeah. Florona, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Now, they need to give us credit. And you're gonna be like, what? I'm about to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because how many Black people that miss their father's name and mother's name to name their children?
Oh yeah, we've been doing that always. Yeah.
So give us our credit. This is where it came from. I'm joking. Like what? But I just thought that's funny. That's wow.
Omnicom rom-com.
Well, I got something on dates.
Go ahead.
And we could talk about this, right? So my girlfriend, shout out to my friend Alicia. She sent me a screenshot of a scenario. And I've also found a different, I don't know if it's the same people, but a different screenshot of a scenario. And I'm gonna pull it up right now. And it's basically, you're a male, you tell me what you think.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it like that. You tell me what you think, because I feel like a lot of people in this day and age, they're changing their views on things, right?
Right.
They're like, with the times, it's okay. I'll let that go because of this, that, and the third. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I can't find it. So this is the text message thread. Person, I think this is the guy. He says, where do we go from here? She said, where would you like to go? He said, we should set up a Dutch date. She says, laugh my ass off. What is a Dutch date? He responds, well, being that it's our first outing and we don't know if we're interested in each other, it's a way to make sure intentions are pure. I pay for my food, you pay for yours. I'll leave the tip. Second date on me.
Just say you're cheap.
And that's what you feel? And I'm the opposite. I fucks with it.
Really?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I fucks with it. Like, all right, I was telling her, and I wish I could find a screenshot she sent me. Like, I was telling her, this is a whole different generation, right?
Right.
Where a lot of men feel like they're abused for dates.
I can see that.
This is the generation where they feel like they're being abused for dates, right? So this is a healthy medium that if you understand what the person, the possible partner you're trying to get with says, you know what, I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of women just abuse me for dates. Is it possible we can do Dutch? And then if we like each other afterwards, second date on me. Yeah. I feel like that's a negotiator, and that's open up communication. You see where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? And then on the woman's side of things, I feel is like, at least I know if I'm getting filet and lobster, if I'm getting filet mignon and lobster, right, that's my money. And you're not expecting to get ass because you pay for market price.
Just because you got chicken tenders and french fries.
No, I mean, not even just that, because a lot of men, and you heard it in a lot of scenarios, man, I took her to Ruth Chris and she had New York strip Rockefeller with crab meat and added 2 extra sides, got asparagus and all that, and I ain't even getting none.
Yeah.
It stops the, I guess I'm gonna say not stipulation, but it stops the assumption of you're putting down payments on ass. Or you're putting on down payments on.
Famous on put-
Oh, yeah, that's exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now I don't make the woman feel pressured that she has to give you that kiss at the end of the night or has to give you that because she paid
Right.
for her own food. In a way, it's giving her that feeling of entitlement and independency that I pay for my food. And if I do give him a hug or ask, it's because the vibe was genuinely there, not
Right.
because he paid for it.
Right.
That's why I said I fucks with it because communication. I obviously know this in advance.
Right.
And that leaves it free for all that. If I don't fuck with them, I don't feel guilty that, not like women feel guilty about spending men money anyway, but I'm just being real.
Right.
But I don't feel guilty. I spent my money on what I wanted on and I left that man where he was. Nice to meet you. Deuces.
Or it could be that might be a smart ploy on his part to even put it out there like that. And then like she's gonna come. If she comes, okay, she's genuinely here because she wants to get to know you. If she doesn't come, she probably just want to take advantage of you. Because that would be like a good filter. Because like if you come, I might still pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Because
but just because you agreed.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I fucks with it.
Yeah,
that's why I fucks with it. And let's even take it a little further, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're dating, you about to take a girl on a first date and she proposes this idea to you? Because I've always heard men be like, damn, I wish a woman would, ask me on a date.
Right.
Or, how would you feel if a woman propose this idea to you? Like, look, this is our first date, so there's no pressure or anything negative connotation or expectations of any parts, but just a genuine vibe. I would like, how about we go Dutch on this first date? I feel like it would blow a man's mind away. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, it would. He'd be like, wait, what? Well, I'm such an old school. I wouldn't let her take anyway, but I get it. I like it. I like that idea. Did your friend go on a date?
No, my friend didn't agree with this at all.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
My friend, no, this wasn't happening to her. She saw this somewhere online.
Gotcha. I thought that happened to her.
No. But she was like, no, she doesn't consider it to be a date. If he's not paying, she doesn't consider it to be a date. She said, I take myself out to lunch and the dinner all the time. I'm like, yeah, but you never heard of a date with yourself? Like, you never took yourself out on a date? I consider that to be a date. True. She's like, nah. She's like, nah. And I was like, okay, well, to each his own. I just feel like we can't, when I say we, I mean, we as women can't say, I want a man to be more open. I want him to be more honest. I want him to be more, put all his shit out there up in the open. And he openly says, hey, I've had women, only use me for my money for dates or whatever. And, previously I feel like our connection is cool, but not a test or anything. But let's just do, if you don't mind, let's do Dutch on our first date. And if everything goes smooth and well, boom. Mm-hmm. Second date on me.
There ain't nothing wrong with it.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. Now you retract your statement because at first you was like, no, you let it?
Yeah, when you put it like that, yeah. When you put it like that, it sounds a little bit better. And, maybe some women are just like, a lot of more women are more independent anyway. So they might be like, yeah, we can do a Dutch. That's fine.
And independent in more ways than one. They're independent thinkers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I going back to your first statement, if you broke, just say that. And that's where they're trying to break that stereotype. Like, bro, I'm asking you on a date because I have the money. Well, we're going to assume that they have the money. Okay.
Right.
But I want to see where your mental is, where your loyalties lie. Is it in the money or is it in getting to know somebody genuinely?
Right.
Now, here's a follow-up question. Can it be both?
Damn, it can be both. I don't know. This new age way of dating, I can't deal with it. I really can't. I can't. Because
but
I
agree.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, I agree. But then I also feel like the old way of dating caused a lot of scarred personnel as well. And that's on both sides. Mm-hmm. Where a woman may have felt obligated to give him some because
I always thought that was stupid.
But
just because you brought her some burgers and fries, she owe you ass.
But no, these are the people that didn't take them just to get some burgers and fries. These are the people that probably, in our age, I think Fridays was like a spot. Everyone took people out on dates to
Right,
Friday.
right.
What's other ones? Like maybe they do like a Chili's type of thing, Mexican night,
Applebee's.
Applebee's, you know. But if you couldn't do the 2 for $22 because then you were really cheap. But you would still
take. Got a coupon. You real cheap. You break out a coupon.
Bruh, I don't get those coupons anymore. Do they even send them out anymore?
I always used to think it was weird when like I do double dates with friends, and then like that guys that my friends are with, they don't like to tip. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
No.
Yeah,
that's a whole different. That's a whole another topic right there.
Right.
But I just think that I appreciate this question because it really shows that, hey, this isn't, oh, he's cheap, or oh, he's testing me, or maybe they could be testing you, but it's more so, yo, I'm not trying to waste both of our resources and our times.
Right.
So I think it's fair. You pay for you, I pay for me. And if we continue with a vibe, conversation is good after this, and we go on the second one, it's on me. Because at the very least, I didn't waste my money on 2 dates. It's one.
Facts.
If you change up by the second time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that's reasonable. I don't know.
What happened to like another thing I used to do though, like if you didn't want to spend a whole much money, like coffee dates or happy
hour dates, or even, I mean, even though I know movies are more expensive now, but at least you ain't gonna spend more than $50 at the movies.
Right.
There's only but so much real food you're gonna get. What, popcorn and nachos?
Yeah.
2 tickets probably gonna be like $40, $45.
Even like get creative. I used to do museum dates. I used to do hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I used to do comedy shows. That was my shit too.
No, yeah, I never did that. I mean, I've been to stuff like that, but as far as dates where
that would throw them off though. Because they're used to that. So I'm saying my first date, let's go to this comedy show. You're like, oh, this nigga.
Oh, this is fun.
My first date, let's go to this musical. This play. I used to switch it up.
Yeah, but that makes sense. I mean, but in theory, I feel like those dates, I prefer those after like date 3. Me personally, because I don't want to be in an environment where we're not even talking, we're not even engaging. I'm not supposed to know if you smack on your food if I don't see you eat.
Right.
How do I know that you're a ranch over blue cheese person with your wings? Like, I need to see these things. No. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need to see if you're like, oh, and a big thing for me, and it's kind of not left field, but still on topic, how you treat waiters. Like, that's a big thing for me. Like, you be nasty to people in the customer service field. Like, I need to know no one's underneath you. Like, you know, little things that you need to see in person that you wouldn't be able to talk about on the phone. Like, you can ask, you know, blue cheese or ranch on the phone, but you can't ask, hey, how do you tip? You know, how do you treat somebody? What if your food comes out bad? How do you handle these resolutions? No one thinks about those questions when you're getting to know somebody. It's always, what's your favorite color? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know what I'm saying? Which is important too. I'm not going to sideswipe it, but I'm just saying there's certain things you need to see and experience to be like
tangibles. Yeah.
I don't. That's kind of quirky, and I don't think I like that.
Right.
And I'm not gonna let you waste your money if I don't.
No, that's good of you too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. That's all. I've always feel like that's also a maturity thing, a level in your head of if you want to be mature enough to be like, you know what, I'm not gonna waste this person's time. Really not feeling this after the night. Like, have you ever had to tell somebody at the end of the date, nah, I'm not really feeling this, or did you just wait until later and text them?
Yeah. I waited till like the second phone call, like afterwards, after the after date phone call. But no, I don't think this is gonna work. Or back in the day, now this is early 20s. I used to ghost people too. So I was
20 years ago. Got it.
Yeah. You done came from my age so many times. We're gonna fight, and we're not that far apart. Damn. So
we are that far apart.
No, we not.
When you were born, I was still not even
you
thought
was born
about.
In the 80s. I was born in the 80s. Shut up. Say something. Say that.
What? Barely.
Whatever. Anyway.
You were born in 1976.
Whatever. And dickhead, yo. I swear. Oh, let's switch the story, yo. I got a story to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
So January 6th just passed, and that's when the white people decided to go crazy and storm the Capitol.
Mm.
and a lot of people been getting arrested, and a lot of people getting persecuted.
Mm.
Now, one father did get locked up,
Okay.
and guess how he got locked up?
I'm listening.
His son called the FBI and told him.
Oh, something that happened from the last year or something that's happening this year?
No, what happened last year?
Oh, he snitched on him. How you snitch a year late?
So a dad told his son and his daughter, if you turn me in, you're a traitor, and you know what happens to traitors. Traitors get shot. What he didn't know was that his son had already turned him in to the police.
Oh, talk about late to the punch.
Yo, these new Gen X, Zs, whatever, they don't give a fuck. They're gonna tell you about their boundaries. They don't care if your parent and they're acting stupid. I'd be scared to call my 911 my mother if she whooped my ass, let alone storm the fucking Capitol. Like these new kids are different.
But you know what? I thoroughly respect them though. I respect them for knowing their boundaries. Like I'm literally I was just talking about boundaries literally before we got on this podcast today, and I'm reading a book that talks, it's called Set Boundaries, Find Peace, a guide to reclaiming yourself. And it literally is telling you about, hey, these are signs that this person doesn't respect your boundaries. These are signs that they can guilt trip you, or they make you feel less enough, or they're being what's the word I'm looking for?
Manipulative?
Not aggressive, but defensive. These are the statements that they'll say. Well, you do it too, and oh well, you do this, and I see what you mean, but this is what I'm saying. Totally 86 and what your thoughts are about it.
Right.
And this new generation, they're like, you know what? I don't give. You gonna call the cops on me, but the cops are coming for you first. So,
facts.
If you're gonna shoot me, now you're threatening a minor, endangering
your daughter and your son.
Right. So how where did you think this was gonna go?
I like how these new generation calls out their parents on their hypocrisy, because I was reading through the article, and long story short, like while everything was going on with Black Lives Matter and all this stuff, he was on board with his dad on some Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, this and then he says he sees his dad on TV attacking cops, so that's why he turned him in. So what's this? Is it Blue Lives Matter? Blue Lives Matter? All Lives Matter? Black Lives? What is it?
I have no idea.
Hypocrisy, because you're gonna say what you want in that moment to prove your point, but you on that bullshit because you wouldn't never went up there and did what you did.
That part.
So shout out to that kid, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to that kid, and then shout out to everyone else who are not in that outspoken generation, but is in our generation and the generation before us that are learning it's okay to speak out on these things and to do the right thing, because a lot of people are stuck in that mindset, like of ways of old, like you said, my mom probably smacked me through the wall if I called 911. There are people now that stand up for my mom. I'm not doing it. I'm 42 years old. I don't care. I'm not doing that. I'm 32 years old. I'm not doing that. You can set boundaries and set things in place without being disrespectful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in this case, technically, dad was disrespectful first.
Yeah, dad was in the wrong.
Dad was in the wrong. So I'm supposed to get abused verbally, emotionally, and possibly physically if he finds out. For what?
Yeah. I agree.
So shout out to those kids for doing the right thing.
Yeah, and then January 6th, we'll never forget. They're supposed to be coming out with a documentary about that whole situation.
Yeah. I think it's already one that Delos told us about it. Shout out to Another Black podcast. He was telling us about it's a documentary on HBO Max that just came out, I believe last week or the week before last, about the January 6th event. And it was so much, which I'm going to probably look into it to see the details of. They had a cameraman apparently that was off break of Maury that was following everybody in the cut in the back, all jokes aside, not the Maury.
You are the father.
And then, all jokes aside, I'm not saying that's a fact. I'm just saying, but they had a cameraman back there that actually basically caught most of the craziness behind the scenes that we never seen. And I'm definitely going to look into it because I think that's crazy. Definitely crazy.
Yeah.
But definitely it's okay to have boundaries. Last question. Did you have something else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so last question. And I just got into a debate about this earlier. So, do you think it is okay to talk to let's say a notch on a belt from a friend's past? Not somebody they dated, someone they possibly fucked in their past.
And it's
Do you
my
think it's
friends.
okay?
It's my
It's your
friends jump off
yeah,
from the
from
past.
years ago. Yeah.
Is it okay if I talk to him?
Yeah.
Huh.
So the scenario is, smashed once or twice back in college days. And for us, college is anywhere between 12 to 15 years ago, right? Okay, I'm not messing with you.
Those are listening. I gave her that face. I was waiting for the old age joke. Go ahead.
Okay, but no, that's real talk. I graduated 2011.
Okay.
That's 11 years ago. So you're older than me by 5. So, like I said, was it an exaggeration or is that the truth? I mean, ladies and gentlemen,
The scenario, ma'am. Scenario.
Okay. So, like I was saying, she was like, "Look, she messed with him once or twice back in college days, and it was literally like a drunk hookup situation." And now he trying to holler at me, and I brushed him off at first, like, "Nah, you used to mess with me." He was like, "Bro, that was college. Like, who's still dwelling on what happened back in college?" Yeah. And I'm like, they got a point. Got a point. But it's like, is there a time limit of when you loyal to friends? And then I'm like, well, how close is this friend? I mean, is that bad? And I was like, I don't think that's a bad question to ask. How close is this friend? Is this a friend that you talk to frequently, where they consider you like a close circle of friends? Or is this somebody that you just social media back and forth, something slight, y'all never hang out, and it's just, it is what it is. Depending on how I feel like at that point there's no obligation because y'all not close like that.
Right. If it was a close friend, like if it was a best friend, I wouldn't do it. If it was like a close friend that's in my circle, I think I'll bring the conversation up. Like, yo, you remember Sheila from back in the day? Yo, she hit me up, bro, and just feel the temperature.
Right. I feel the temperature. It better not be water. Let me go feel this. Put my finger in it. See if
now, because one of your friends is like, what she hit you back for? Get all defensive, or he could be like, yeah, that drink was fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'll try to test the waters to see how my friend react, and I might bring it up. Oh yeah, she want to hang out with me and see what he say, and go at it like that. That's what I would do.
So after the person was like, yeah, that joint was fire back in the day, how do you go proceed from that? Like, he's already reminiscing about what transpired. So does that not make a person uncomfortable if that's somebody you want to futurely date or talk to?
Oh, true. But I'm comfortable with making people uncomfortable because then I'm gonna be like, oh, well, she want to hang out with me. Just to see what the fuck
you do. What? You are what? Say that, Sibby.
I'm comfortable with uncomfortable situations. Wow. So I would just put it out there. I was like, yeah, she want me want to hang out with me. What you think? Especially if it's one of your friends. I think if it's one of your friends that like married and kids and shit, they probably won't give 2 fucks. But if it's one of your friends that's like love sick and like, oh, I miss her and all this other stuff, I messed up with her, then I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It depends. What about you? Would you do it?
I would feel the water kind of sort of just like you, but different. I'm kind of different. It would never be my best friend, never, because that's my best friend. Close circle of friends. If I've already been talking to the person and filling it out, I'm gonna just talk to my friend like, hey, so I just want to talk to you about something because I'm not a person you know how I am.
Right.
I'm not a person to tiptoe around shit. So
not at all.
Darius, he hit me up. He's been talking to me back and forth. He wants to take me out for a date. Is that cool with you? Because I'm trying to be respectful, but like I know that was like 12, 15 years ago. I didn't think it would be, especially if it's somebody who's already in a relationship right now or somebody who's dating someone else right now. I'm like, I don't know if you would feel some type of way and then you can go off that. And if they be like, for most females, like, girl, nah, you good. I wasn't. I didn't, nothing really happened, but whatever. And if they do act different, and I'll be like, why would that matter when you have your nigga out, like your man out? Like, it's the principle, a principle of somebody who didn't matter. I'm confused.
So what if she was cool with it? Was your next question you would ask? Would you ask about like the whole facts? Like, yo, so what that Jen was hitting on?
No,
But it could be, or she might be like, yo, it's a waste of time. Don't even do it.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. You want to see it
That's something that I don't think that women do. I mean, well, let me say, my group of friends don't do. We don't really discuss. I can speak for myself. I don't really discuss past partners outside of, oh, he came over last night, or I'm tired because we had fun. I don't go too much into the details to other women, keyword on other women, because those are be the ones that try to get your man behind your back. Because you over here ranting and raving like, oh yeah, 9 inches, something crazy. Oh, he did have me over the head, but under the, oh yeah. Women always want something that they can't have.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm gonna brag about something that I want to keep so other people can take. That doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm talking about though, this is something. Oh, I guess I get it.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying I know that I wouldn't want to know those details because I don't display those details. That's why I brought that scenario up. I wouldn't want to know those details. So yeah, no, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. But that was all I wanted to know. That was my last question.
All right. So this is Drunk Shorts 12. Where can they find us, Evie?
They can find us online on the internet. No, just playing. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Alexa Play, Castbox. Alexa in Castbox. Excuse me, Pandora, YouTube. Rate, like, subscribe. You can definitely listen to us on Podbean. Follow us on Drunk with Friends on IG and on Facebook. Email us at dwfriends@gmail.com to come on the show, or just DM us on IG or Facebook if you would like to be a guest. I appreciate you guys tuning in this episode. This has been quite fun. Hopefully you guys either agree with me or disagree with me. I don't care. Y'all can just write down in the comments how y'all feel. Yeah. And as always, we enjoy doing what we do, and we enjoy everything, feedback and love back from our audience. So thank you again for tuning in.
All right. And I guess with that, we take our last shot.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
Waiting on you. Cheers.
We'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.